All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahali from the GMS New Orleans camp. Before I get started, I want to give infinite honors and praise to Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai by Shem Kagodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom. All right, and for this quick video, I want to speak about the importance or the value of wisdom, right? Because wisdom is a spiritual attribute to be desired, amongst other gifts. Okay, but this is the value of wisdom, and I'm gonna start off with First Kings, First Kings 3, and I'll start at verse 5. All right, and some context on this account I'm about to go into. I was the famous King Solomon when he that account when he prayed to the Lord for those spiritual gifts, I should say. But I'm gonna read it, so it's gonna explain it. But this First Kings 3 and 5, it says, "In Gibeon the Lord Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and the Most High said, Ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, Thou hast shewed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day. And now, O Lord Yahweh, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?" Right? So, basically the Lord came to King Solomon and asked him, what uh ask me, for whatever you want, and I'll give it to you, right? And the Lord was ultimately, that was ultimately a test to see, where his heart or where his mind at, right? And basically, King Solomon asked for, basically knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? In this verse 10, it says, "And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days." And basically the reward, wisdom is Salakia. Basically the reward Solomon got for, asking for, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was everything else, that came with it. Right? So wisdom is the most, and the chief thing, the most important thing, right? Well, by getting wisdom, he got. Let me read it again. It says, Salakia, uh, verse, verse 13. It says, "And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days." All right. So wisdom. Solomon asked for wisdom, right? And he got riches, honor, everything that came with it. We know how rich wisdom of Solomon was, right? And also that wisdom allowed him to reign in Israel for 40 years and keep peace, right? Or actually be the king over Israel, right? For 40 years and keep peace. There was no, warring during the time of Solomon's reign, right? But it's all because, he asked of that wisdom. He got that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Which that's gonna lead me to my next precept. This is Proverbs 4 and 5. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." Right? So wisdom is that chief thing, the principal thing. All right? That's the most important thing. Get wisdom. All right? By wisdom, King Solomon, he was made of great reputation and of renown. Right? His wisdom was something to marvel at. The way he could discern, judge, wisdom gave him those attributes. Right? So this Proverbs 8 and 10. It says, "Receive my instruction and not silver." What's going on, man? Crazy. Proverbs 8 and 10. "Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it." Right? So that's another example of that account, with King Solomon. Right? Wisdom, by getting wisdom, what the Lord gave him, what riches and honor. Right? So wisdom is the most important thing. It's more valuable than those things. So this is Proverbs 16. It said, "How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver." Right? So wisdom is better than gold and silver. It's better than riches. All right? You put a say let's put a 2/3, all right, in that position. All right, you ask a nigga, you rather $1 million or $100 million or whatnot, or wisdom. Yeah, he gonna take the money because he carnal, right? But then he'll get the money and then destroy himself, all right, because he don't know how to govern it, control it. All right, it'll take full control over him, and he'll wind up falling and getting destroyed. All right, but wisdom is the principal thing. That's the chief thing. This is is I'm gonna further, I get these, a couple more precepts. It's gonna further, explain what I'm getting at. This is Ezekiel 7:19. "They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity." Right? So in that day of trouble, right, shit hitting the fan, stock market crash, or whatever like that, money won't be able to save you in that day. All right? So they're going to just cast it in the streets because it's not going to have any value. All right? The real value is going to be the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right? Which only the men of the Lord are going to have that. Okay? So, yeah. Will just lead me right, into this. Salakia. This is Isaiah 13:12. It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." Right? So who is that man? That man is a man of the Lord, a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? That wisdom is going to make him more precious than fine gold, because that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is going to be the only thing that can deliver you in those times. Not money, not riches. You're not going to be able to bribe for your life. You ain't going to be able to bribe the Lord for salvation. It's not going to be nothing you're going to be able to do. At least you have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on down from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? And when you actually read the scripture and you understand it, it seems kind of, how can I put it? It seems crazy, because the society we live in today, these modern women, right? They all about being a boss bitch, getting money. All right, they don't need a man. But it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, which 7 women, all right, just means a complete number, right? So that could be 150, 1,000, whatever. Okay, but it's crazy, because in that day, that wisdom is what's gonna be able to, is gonna attract all these things, right? Wisdom is gonna be the true, treasure, the true riches in that day. All right. It says we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? So they're gonna be desperate. All right? They're gonna be desperate. So they're gonna be brought all the way down to that, to that state where they like, man, they're gonna be willing to do anything, to get hold onto a man of the Lord. All right, but why? Because a man of the Lord is gonna have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Right? So, Shalaki, the belts. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. So wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that's we're gonna need to deliver us out of those times. All right, money, you know, it won't be able to save you. All right, it won't matter in that day. That's why it says they're gonna cast their silver and their gold in the streets, because it's not gonna have no value when your life on the line. All right, in that day of wrath of the Lord, right, money is not gonna be able to do anything for you. The only way you're gonna get through those times is by having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's gonna be our way of staying sane and stable, all right, getting through those times of trouble. It says, in strength of salvation. All right, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Right? So in that fear of the Lord, we have wisdom, right? Which is that ultimate treasure that's gonna, lead us, guide us, help us navigate, all right, through those times, right? The scriptures say, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? So, that's our treasure. That's the true treasure, all right? Not money, not riches, not clothes, cars, fame, all right? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? That's the true treasure that's going to be able to deliver us, from debt. But I'll get this. I'll end it on this. I'll get one more. This is Ecclesiastes 8:1. It says, who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. Right? So in that day, Because it's going to be a time of wrath. The day of the Lord is gloomy, of thick clouds and darkness, right? So that wisdom, we're going to be like a beacon of light to these people, right? That's why it says in 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right, we're going to be that way out, that door out, all right, because of the wisdom that we have. You're going to see a man of the Lord in that day, and you're just going to know it's something up about this guy. It's something special about this guy, right? He has this has to be it. He has to be the way out. But our wisdom was going to cause that light to shine upon us, man. We're going to have a different vibration than these people, all right? Because we're going to have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, all right? The same knowledge, wisdom, and understanding we have now, but it's going to be increased, all right? Because the times of trouble are going to be increased, all right? So we're going to stand out from the people that are without the amount of how we're going to be sane, the mental stability we're going to have in that day, right? The calmness we're going to have in that day, all right? It's going to shine unto these people, right? But it all comes from that wisdom. But that's pretty much the point. All right, with all I get and get understanding, wisdom is the principal thing, right? Wisdom is far better than riches, rubies, you name it, you know. So the volume of wisdom, is is really invaluable, right? But yeah, that's the point. So hopefully this quick lesson was edifying and to the point. But before I end it, I want to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kagodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom.